there are two important things we should know about tension, which helps us in drawing the tension forces in diagrams when we solve problems. The first point is tension acts so as to stretch a string. How tension acts? Tension acts so as to stretch strings. 2. Tension can only pull a body but can never push it. Tension can only pull a body but can never push the body. So these two are important. They help us to draw the tension forces in diagrams. Let me explain by taking one example regarding this, okay? Let us consider a block tied to a rope like this, one more block here like this. Let a boy pulls this rope at this point. Okay, there are how many ropes are there? There are 2 ropes. From here to here, this is rope 1, and from here to here it is rope 2. 2 ropes are there. So let us, since this is the first rope, let us consider the force, tension force in this, tension force in 2 different ropes. They are different. So here this is a T1, and throughout this rope, at any point tension is T1 only. So at this point also, at this point on the block, tension is acting in which direction? Rightwards. And what is its magnitude? T1 only. We have considered massless rope. Since we have considered massless rope, and I told you before, for a massless rope, tension is same at any point, at every point along the rope. So at this point T1, at this point on the block it is T1, at any other point in the rope it is T1. And for this rope, the tension is T2. So the tension in this rope is T2, and the tension in this rope is T1. So now let us draw the tension forces. Let us draw the tension forces acting on different points. I am splitting the body here. So this is block A, this is block B. So block A, and this rope is here, small rope. This is block B. This is block B, this is block A, this part of rope. So at this point, let me name these points here. This is P, Q, choose. This is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. 4 points. See, for point P, this point P is common point for the block as well as the string here. So for block, what is the direction of force? At this point, how the tension force acts? at this point how the tension force acts. And what about this point? This is Q. What about this point? This is Q. What about this point? R. What about this point? R. What about this point? Yes. So now let us draw the forces at different points. I will tell you how these points are important here. See, for this block, what is the direction of tension force? Rightwards or leftwards? Rightwards. Because the rope is pulling it. The rope can only pull a body but can never push a body. So only this direction of force is possible. So this is T2. Now at this point, can tension force acts in this direction? No. If tension force acts in this direction, what happens? This string slackens. Okay. So tension force acts in this direction. This is T2. Okay. In this direction. And at this point, tension force must act in this direction. This is T2. See, acting like this. So as to see that the string is stretched. We know tension forces acts so as to stretch a string. So only if at end points the tension acts like this, then only the string will be in stretched position, right? Yes. So okay. And also, if tension force is acting in this direction on this block, must and should the tension force be acting at this end point in this direction based on Newton's third law. For every reaction, suppose if this is action force, for every reaction there is equivalent opposite reaction, right? At this point, see here, on this block, force acts in this direction or in this direction. Because this point on this block is attached by means of this string, and this is a string, we know always a string can only pull a body but can never push a body. Keep very important point. Tension can only pull a body but can never push it. So here this rope applies tension force on this block. In which direction? If it applies in this direction, that means it is pushing it. So, and what we know, force can never push, it can only pull a body. So see here, this rope is pulling this body in this direction, and as well this rope also applies a pulling force in this direction. Therefore at this point tension force will be like this. See, this part of this point of this rope or string is pulling this body, and hence this block B is pulling this rope in this direction, obeying Newton's third law. Got it? And here at this point, what is the direction of tension here? See, because this rope can only pull this body, so here it is T1, and by Newton's third law on this rope it is T1, and this point it is T1. Got it now? So these 2 points, see here, once observe this rope here, this force is acting in this direction, this force is acting in this direction, and the string is stretched. The two tension forces are acting so as to keep the string in stretched position, obeying these two things. See how important these 2 points. These 2 points are helping us actually in drawing the diagrams without any confusion. So these are the uttermost important things you should learn about tension forces. What is one thing? Tension acts so as to see that a string is stretched always, and tension can only pull a body but can never push a body. Got it? Yes. And one more thing I told you, here we have considered massless string. This is one massless string, this is one massless string. So at every point the tension is T1 here, at every point the tension is T2 here. Because the ropes, the 2 strings are different, the tension force in this rope is different from the tension in this rope. What is? So the tension in this rope is T1, the tension in this rope is T2. Suppose if we consider one more string or rope, tension will be some T3 like that. Got it? And I told you we have chosen a massless string here, so that at every point along the string the tension is T1 here, at every point in the string the tension is T2 here. What if the string is not massless? Let us check. Let us check what happens if the string is not massless. If the string is massless, and third important point regarding this is massless string and massive string. If the string is massless, at every point tension is T only, any point you take. So let us choose a point here. Here also tension will be acting. If you cut this one here like this, if you cut this rope here, this is A, this is B, this is C. So this is point A here. This common point B is the string is split at this point, no? So this point will be B and this point will be B and this point is C here. So at C tension T is acting like this, at A tension is acting like this. At this point B, in which direction tension should act here? Rightwards. Okay, this is rightwards, this is leftwards, so that this part of this string is kept stretched. So at this point C, tension is like this. At this point B, tension must be acting like this. Also here Newton's third law is obeyed here. This point, this B of this part of string is pulled rightwards by this point. So this point is also pulled in this direction, obeying Newton's third law. So got it now? So in the case of a massless string, at every point the tension is same. For a massless string, T is same at every point along the string. If it is not massless, that is, it is a massive string, then tension is not same. Okay, at different points the tension values are different. Here it is T1, here at this another end point it is T2. If you take some other end point, it is T3, some other point it is T4. Tension T is different at different points. Along the string. Let us prove this first for massless string. For massless string, m equal to 0. Here m is not equal to 0. Okay, let me take that for a massless string. Let this tension be T1 and let this tension be T2. Let us suppose that the tensions are different at different points. Let us take like this. Okay, and let us suppose that T1 is greater than T2. So T1 is greater than T2 means in which direction this string will be having acceleration. This force is greater than this force. So net force will be rightwards. Therefore acceleration is rightwards. So from Newton's second law, F net equal to ma. That implies, what is F net here? T1 minus T2 equal to, what is m here? 0. 0 into a, this is equal to 0. That implies that T1 equal to T2, because T1 minus T2 equal to 0, therefore T1 equal to T2. At two different points along the string, the tension is same. So we can prove taking any point here. So at each and every point along a massless string, tension is same. Now let us come here. Here also same thing here. T1 is greater than T2. T1 is greater than T2. So acceleration is rightwards. M is not equal to 0 here. So from Newton's second law, F net equal to ma. What is F net? T1 minus T2 equal to ma. This is not equal to 0. T1 minus T2 is not equal to 0. implies that T1 is not equal to T2. Hence proved. For a massless string it is same at any point. For a massive string it is different at different points. Tension, force and pulleys. Important points regarding pulleys. Number one is, pulley is a device which changes the direction of applied force on the bodies. What is the purpose of pulley? The sole purpose of pulley is to change the direction of the applied force. It helps us in changing the direction of applied force. So what is its importance? Let us see. Let this be a pulley. This is a block here. We are pulling it down. When we are holding this rope and pulling it down, in which direction this one moves? Moves up. So we are applying force in downward direction, and that same force is reaching this body and acting on the body in which direction? Upward direction. And who is helping us in this regard? Pulley is helping us in this regard. So what is the purpose of pulley? To change the direction of applied force, okay, on the bodies. We are not directly pulling this body in upward direction, okay. We are pulling this rope in downward direction, and our intention is this body has to move up. Clear, no? Pulley is helping us in this regard. We are not in a position to directly apply force in upward direction. So we are holding this rope and pulling it down, and pulley is helping us to make the body move up. So got it now? So what is the important property of pulley here? Pulley's purpose is to change the direction of force, applied force. I am telling pulley is changing the direction of applied force, and you might think that, so why sir is saying changing the direction of upward force, changing the direction of force? It is actually reversing, because we are applying force in downward direction and this body is moving up, means reverse, force is being reversed. No. Let us take one more example here. On this table, a pulley is there. It is attached. Block is attached here. Again, we are pulling it. We are pulling it down. So here pulling force is downwards, and the block moves in this direction. Got it, no? Force is not reversed. The direction of force is not reversed, just changed with the help of this pulley. Here the change is 180 degrees. Here the change in direction of force is 90 degrees, because pulling force is in this direction. The force acting on the body is in this direction. So the angle is 90 degrees here. Got it, no? So pulley helps us in changing the direction of force. Next, second one. How to draw forces for pulleys. So how can we draw forces? While solving problems, drawing forces on the bodies is crucial, no? So let us consider here. So if this is pulley, I will take the diagram here. If this is pulley, let this be block A, let this be block B. Okay, I'm taking simple case here. This is block A and this is block B. Now we have to draw forces. So to draw forces, what we have to consider? How many bodies are there here? 2 blocks are there, 1 rope system is there, and 1 pulley is there. 5 bodies are there. So these 5 bodies will be involved while drawing forces. What I am doing now is I am separating all the bodies. So 2 blocks, this is block A, this is block B, 2 ropes, sorry, actually 1 rope system only, there are 2 segments. 1 rope system, there are 2 segments. Okay, so yes, this is the pulley. Pulley attached to a rigid support. Now see, how to draw forces. Previously I told you how to draw tension forces. There are 2 important points basing on which we can draw forces. What is that one? One point is tension acts in strings so as to keep them always stretched, because tension forces cannot bring a string to slackened condition. And one more thing is tension force while acting on solid rigid bodies, they can only pull the bodies. Based upon these 2 points, now see how we can draw forces here. Let us start at this block, yes, at this point. So this point where this rope is attached here. Let us consider this one as segment 1, this one as segment 2. Okay, so now for this body A, block A, in which direction tension force acts? In upward direction. Why? Because here this point is attached by this point of this rope, and we know rope can only pull the body, cannot push the body. Using that point, we are drawing this force. Let it be some T. Now, what is the force acting on this point? Force must be acting on this point like this. Okay, this is also T, because we are considering a massless rope. This force is also tension T only. Okay, now at this point of this rope, which is in contact with this part of pulley. Now at this point of the rope, in which direction force will act? Force can act on the string to keep it stretched. So it must be acting like this. So at 2 endpoints, tension forces should be acting like this, because if their forces can act like this, then only they can keep the string stretched. Got it? So using only those 2 points, if the tension forces are acting on the strings, they act in such a way that they keep the string stretched. That is one point. So that one is clear here. And also, if a string is attached to a body, the string can only pull the body, cannot push the body. So based on those points, I have drawn these forces. Okay. And one more thing. Here we can check if this is right or not. See, if this point of this rope is applying force on this block A in upward direction, by Newton's third law, this block A has to apply equal force on this point of the string in downward direction or not? Yes. So you can check this one by using Newton's third law. It is checked. Now see, on this point of pulley, in what direction force will be acting? So here this point of rope is attached to this point, no, and a rope can only pull this body, so tension force will be like this. Rope can only pull this pulley downwards, and here this point of this rope is attached to this point of pulley. So here at this point, what is the direction of force on the pulley? Because this rope can only pull this one. Okay, so here the tension will be T. Then what is the force at this point of this rope here? As usual, T upwards, here T downwards. And on this block, since it can only be pulled by this rope, it is upwards t. Got it, no? So in this way we can draw forces. And see here, two tension forces here are acting on this pulley and pulling it downwards. Then what will be the tension force at this point here on this pulley, at this point on this pulley? Here one more string is attached, no? Now at this point, the how much tension force will be acting here? 2T. Why? Downward force on this pulley is 2T. Upward force must be also 2T, because the pulley is fixed. It is fixed. It is not having any acceleration. It is in rest. So the net force must be 0. So what is the total downward force acting on the pulley? 2T. So what must be the total upward force acting on the pulley? 2T. So upward and downward forces are equal. Therefore pulley is rigidly fixed and it is not in motion. So got it now? Yes. This is known as reaction force on the pulley. As these two forces are considered to be action forces on the pulley, this force 2T is considered as reaction force on the pulley. Got it? So now I think you are capable of drawing forces in the pulley problems. However complicated the problem, these are the basic things. One is tension forces can only see that the string is stretched, and a string can only pull the body but can never push the body. Based on the 2 points, we can draw any type of forces for any type of complicated problem. Got it now? Yes. So regarding this tension force and pulleys, this one is over. Next, third point here is, how to find accelerations of various bodies connected across pulleys, we can say, connected across pulleys. So next target is, so different bodies are connected across pulleys and they will be having motion in different directions with different speeds. So to solve the problems, we should know the acceleration of each and every body. How can we find the acceleration of each and every body? Let me take the small example here. I will explain you. Suppose this is the pulley, this is block A, this is block B. Suppose, see, in this scenario, the heavier block will be moving downwards and the lighter block will be moving upwards. Suppose if block B is heavier and it moves a distance x in a time t, then how much distance this block A can move in the same time t? It is also x only. Why? Because these two blocks are connected by means of a single string whose length is fixed. So how much distance this B can move downwards? A must move, or A can move that same distance only in that same time. Got it? Their motion is said to be constrained. They are not free to move. The motion of A is depending on B. Okay? If B moves a distance x, A has to move the same distance x. Suppose if the acceleration of B is A, then the acceleration of A is also, block A is also A only. Both of them are same. Okay? So if the blocks travel equal distances in equal times, then their accelerations are same. See how we can get this one? Here V equal to dx by dt. Here also V equal to dx by dt. Both of them are same because x and x are same. Here for same time interval, this is also same, and acceleration here is dv by dt. So here it is A equal to dV by dt. So accelerations are same. Got it? It's very simple. If two bodies are moving equal distances in equal time intervals, then their accelerations are same. If you take acceleration A for one body, then for this body also acceleration will be A. It is simple. What if the two bodies do not travel equal distances in equal time intervals? So during problems we will come across such situations where the bodies will not be having same displacements in same time intervals. Such scenarios we will come across in future. So now I am telling, in that case, suppose if block B, in that case, suppose if a block B, not for this diagram, if block B moves a distance x in a time t, and if block A moves a distance x by 2 in time t, then here if acceleration is A, here acceleration will be A by 2. In case if the blocks move different distances in equal times, then their accelerations will be directly proportional to their distances. Got it? So the distance moved by block B is x, so its acceleration is A. If we assume like this, then if the block A moves a distance x by 2, then its acceleration will be A by 2. What do you know? Simple. If the two blocks move equal distances in equal time intervals, their accelerations are equal. If two blocks move unequal distances in equal time intervals, then their accelerations are proportional to the distances traveled by them. Got it? Yes. So clear now? Next point is, see, the tension in this part of rope is T, and the tension in this part of rope is also T. This is possible only when one, string is massless, and two, pulley is either massless or frictionless. So one thing I am telling, let us forget about the pulley first. Let us talk about the string here. What do you know? In a string segment, so this is one end point here, this is another end point, this is the string. At any point, suppose if this is the light string, at any point tension in the string is same, that is T. That doesn't mean that here also in this segment also, in this segment of string also tension is T. It doesn't mean, it can be some T dash. Do you know when this is possible? In this segment tension is T, and in this segment tension is T dash. That means in the two segments of the string across the pulley, the tension force is not same. When the pulley is having some mass, if it is not a light pulley, if it is not a massless pulley, if it is a massive pulley, then this is the scenario. What is the scenario? If in one segment tension force is T, in another segment tension force is not T, it is T dash. When it is possible? When the pulley is having some mass, when the pulley is having mass, or if it is massless, if it is having friction. Okay? So if here in this case tension in this segment is T and tension in this segment is also T. So who decides this one? Pulley decides. If pulley is either massless or frictionless, then tension on both the segments will be same. So this is pulley is massless or frictionless. Any one is to be satisfied here. Suppose if it is frictionless. If it is massless but having friction, okay, no problem. It is having mass and it is not having friction, then also no problem. That's why I wrote here or. Any one thing can be satisfied here, right? Now block A, block B, this one. Now this is massive or rough surface, that is having friction. Let me write massive or having friction. So if pulley is massive or it is having friction, then if tension is T in this segment of rope, then what is the tension here? T dash. Got it now? Okay. See here. Here also string is massless only. String is massless. Okay. So in both the cases, string is massless. Leave it because I have mentioned there up. So in both the cases, what about string? Massless. Here also it is massless. Here what about pulley? Massless. Here pulley massive or pulley is frictionless, but here pulley is having friction. So in both the cases we have taken massless string only. Massless string, so I'm clarifying you, massless string or massive string, it can decide the tension forces in one particular segment of the string. So from this point to this point only. If it is a massless string, then the tension at any point on the string is same. Okay, but here it cannot be applied to another part here. Okay, if we speak about massless string or massive string, it is meant for one particular segment of the string. Okay, if you are telling this one as massless, so here it is not applied to this one. Oh, this string is massless string, you have taken massless string, then what I can say, if on this side the tension force is T, at every point in this segment the tension is same only, it is T only. Okay, and at every point in this segment also tension will be same, but we cannot tell if it is T or not. It can be some T dash. Here it is T dash, here this point T dash, at this point T dash, like this. But here at this point T, at this point T, at this point T. Got it? If it is massless string, this is the scenario. In one segment, tension forces at every point will be same. See here also, see, tension forces at every point is same or not? Same in this segment. But in this segment tension is T, in this segment it is T dash. Who decides this one? If in both the segments the tension force is T and T dash or T and T, who decides? Pulley decides. Got it? So if pulley is massless or frictionless, tension will be same on either segments in the rope. If it is massive or it is having friction, then tensions in both the segments will not be same. Clear? Any doubt is there? Simple. If you talk about massless string, we have to talk about one segment of the string only. We can say if the tensions at each and every point are same or not. If we speak about pulley, then pulley, it decides the tension forces in the strings of either sides of the pulley, if they are equal or not. So we know if string is not massless, what do we know? At any point, at any 2 points, tension is not same. Suppose at this point tension is T1, here it is some T2, here some T3, some T4, some T5, some T6, some T7, some T8. No need to bother about pulley. Pulley is either massless or frictionless or massive or having friction. Just no need to bother about pulley. If the string itself is not massless, there are no 2 points where tension is same. So do we require to bother about the pulley here? No need, no. So the problem arises only in the case of if it is a massless string, then only we have to bother if the pulley is massless or massive, frictionless or having friction. And in most of the cases, 99%, we do not get problems where the pulley is massive or having friction. We will be given massless pulley only. And in almost 95% cases, the strings will also be massless. So massless pulley and massless string. So across the entire rope, the tension force will be same. You will get most of the problems in such scenarios. So no need to bother. Okay. So next topic is springs.